now I'm in the lucky position to be able to take you through our system and show you how that actually works in practice. 3SCALE allows you to sign up for an account and get a trial started immediately from our main site. So you can actually go ahead to 3SCALE.net and sign up for a free account, and you'll be able to start using it straight away. When you sign up for one of those accounts, it'll give you a dashboard, which I'll show you in a minute, with a lot of configuration options that you can actually use to set up the API management portal, developer side, the restrictions you want to impose on traffic on your API, and so forth. And also there's a second part to 3SCALE, which is the plugin that Martin mentioned. So we have that available in Java, .NET, PHP, Ruby, and a whole number of other languages. And it's basically a source code and software system which you install on your server where your API is running. It's very simple to do, and that connects you to 3SCALE and gets the traffic monitored and managed by our systems. That integration process is generally very simple, but we're certainly around to help with any specific needs that people have to do that. So normally when you create your account, you'll be in a starting desktop like this. So this actually has no traffic in it, so it's not so exciting to look at, but you'll see a checklist down the right hand side to show you the different steps that you would actually need to go through to create your service. So what I'll show you, however, is a full account, so you can actually see the traffic. That's what it would look like if there was traffic in there, and what you have if you have real users. So this is your management dashboard here. So the management dashboard gives you an overview of what's going on, so you can see the latest sign-ups, you can see communication from particular users that you might have, the number of plans you have live, and the users you have. We go ahead and look at users. On the user section, you'll see each of the people that signed up for the API and has generated access keys for that API. You can see how much traffic they have. You can drill down to an individual user, see the details of that user, and also the restrictions that you have on that particular plan. So this user here is on a free plan. They don't have the right to use SSL to access your service, and there's an example feature which they're also not allowed to do. And you can see they have a very restrictive limit, which is 5 hits per minute here. The Customize button allows you to change the rules for any one of your particular users. So if you have an account management team that's basically looking after your key clients on your account, they can use the Customize button to change the limits and change also any billing and pricing rules that you might have in place on a user-by-user basis. You can also move the user from one plan to the other if you are required to do that from the provider side. Also, each of the metrics that's being tracked by the 3SCALE system, you'll see a user-by-user breakdown of that information. There's an internal messaging system to communicate with those users, but probably more interesting is the statistics area. So the statistics area gives you an overview of the traffic on the whole API. So you can see summaries here on the right. You can track the evolution of the different types of plans that you offer, the breakdown between the different types of plans which people are signed up for. You can track the usage in terms of the different metrics that you have by different time periods. The Methods tab allows you to track not only a particular metric like hits or bandwidth, but it allows you to drill down into the individual methods that your users are using. And specifically, you can restrict certain types of methods for particular classes of user if you like to do that, and shut them off totally. You can see the top users per day of the week, when traffic is being generated, and per hours of the day, and you can actually drill down and break out into these different areas. One of the most important things about 3SCALE is when you go to the admin section, this allows you basically full control over all of the things that 3SCALE is doing for you. So you are able here to set the look and feel of your portal, upload logos, configure the information that's available in terms of documentation, but also set all of the usage and limit rules that apply to your API. So I'll just walk you through a couple of these things. Here starts off very simple. We're able to configure the logo, the link to your particular site. If we go to the design section, here you're actually able to control the full CSS and HTML templating of the developer portal itself. So for example, if you have your main website at mydomain.com, then you might want to have developers.mydomain.com or api.mydomain.com as your developer portal, but you can actually adjust the look and feel to be exactly like your main site, so there's a seamless transition, and I'll show you an example of that a little bit later. You can also control the colors, the content that's visible on all the pages, the wiki, and usage rules allows you to set up workflows and other rules for usage of your service. So perhaps you don't want people people who sign up for your API to have immediate access to your data, you may want them to submit some information which you then validate, and then only allow them when you're actually comfortable with them to do that. So you can set up those workflows here. The terms and conditions can be set on a site-wide basis, but you can also set them on a plan-based basis. So if you have a free plan, you can set a certain set of conditions for that, and if you have a premium plan or an enterprise plan, then you can set different conditions on your API. Most innovative parts of 3SCALE. So if you buy different usage plans which your users will then see and sign up for, you can hide them or you can make them public. But the main point is that here, the rules that you set, the limits you set of particular metrics that you're tracking, or the methods that you allow for particular plans, are directly enforced by 3SCALE's management system. So if you say here, if we drill down and just take a look at this, so here we have a 10,000 limit, 10,000 per day hit limit on this particular API. All of the users that you have. So you also seems to actually make a change. You can also set pricing rules here. So in addition to the limits, you might want to price the end of the way that the differentiators between plans, paying customers, free customers. You can signal that by from any one of your users according to the business model that you have set up in the plans structure, will then go directly into that account. If we look at the finance tab, this is actually where the system aggregates the particular fields which have been generated for these users. So here we're looking at random data. What if we drill down into here? You'll see that by each particular metric that's being tracked on the plan that this user is on, it actually aggregates the cost for that. And you can download a PDF of the bill, but also your users will immediately get this every month and then be charged directly on their credit card. So that basically gives an overview of the control you have within 3SCALE. This system is entirely hosted on our servers, so that means you don't have to install any complicated software to get this running, and you'll always be able to log in from anywhere to get the data that you need about your customers. Just to round off, I'll give you some examples. So Cloud, who's a customer of ours that Martin mentioned earlier, so they're using our standard portal. So they configured the colors and a number of other things, and they made a good job of that. And actually looks still already quite similar to their main website. But you can see they have their documentation online, a forum system, and a sign-up system. So if I'm a developer and I sign up immediately here, then I would receive an access key to begin using Cloud's API straight away. Another nice example is Deep Dive, which Martin also mentioned. So they're a great company. They do blog search, and make recommendations at the bottom of blog posts of what else to read. And if you go to the widgets section, the integration that they've done is actually even simpler. So here, this little box here allows you to get an API key. If you put your email address in here, the system will generate an API key from 3SCALE and send that to you by email. And there's no need for any more integration than that. And as a result, Deep Dive has the full analytics dashboard that I showed you before with all the information about their clients. They can disable and re-enable these keys as they like and set the rules on them. But they haven't needed to do any more integration than that.